module, we're going to be touching upon elements of framing evaluation questions and understanding key differences between process evaluation questions and outcome evaluation questions. So let's jump right in. Process evaluations ask questions about the implementation of the project, whereas impact evaluations are asking more about the changes. So in processes, we are asking about the program, whereas in impact evaluations, we are asking about because of the program, what changes are being created. So when you're looking at process evaluations, you're looking at the inputs and the resources. Are they effective enough? Are they sufficient enough? We're looking at activities as to what kind of components can be strengthened, what, how if, for example, if teacher trainings are being conducted and attendance rates are low, we are looking at reasons for why is attendance low, what can be done to increase, teacher participation in the program. We're also looking at asking views of teachers or stakeholder views of principals about the program. So, whereas in impact evaluations, we are looking at short-term, medium-term, and long-term changes. When you're looking at short-term changes, you're looking at the knowledge that has changed, the skills, the attitudes of participants or beneficiaries of your program. Because of this change in knowledge and skills in the medium term, what kind of behavior and action changes do you see? And because of these behavior and action changes in the long term, what's the condition of status? So if you're looking at a process evaluation question for our case study, we will say what implementation processes need to be strengthened to ensure access to technology and use of digital infrastructure, consistency in schools. Whereas for impact evaluations, we're asking about what changes are observed in student interest, engagement, and learning outcomes. We also can, look at it from a lens of, from a process evaluation design. We are asking questions about who is participating in our intervention, what kind of activities are we doing, when are we doing them, where are we doing them, why and how. About the program, wherein the impact evaluation is articulated as the changes, the effects, the conditions of the beneficiaries or the participants of the program. Now, crucial when starting to think about evaluation questions is to look at the OECD DAC criteria of evaluation, which talks about 6 key areas. One is the relevance of the program. Is it addressing particular needs? Is it adhering to national and global sort of development standards like SDGs? Is it consistent with the development priorities at a local level, at a national level, at a global level? So we then are also talking about, so for example, for our case study, the relevance would be ascertained by saying that right now there is no digital infrastructure, or teachers are just using the chalk and board methods of teaching, which is reducing attendance. So you're really trying to look at a local context and seeing if a program or activities are relevant. When you talk about efficiency, we are looking more at are the steps we're taking or are the activities efficient in terms of the time we're devoting, the budgets. Would digital infrastructure, just putting in a computer and maintaining them and teacher training, is that enough? Should we do more? Like in our example, we realized that to make the system or the program more efficient, they started creating these modules which teachers can take home and work with. In terms of effectiveness now, for example, we are saying one of the things we want is an increased score on teacher training or increased score on teacher skills. So that's one of the objectives. So we need to see if our program is effective in reaching those, and if not, then asking questions about how can you make the activities more effective. I think we've discussed a lot on impact, but again, asking questions about short-term, medium-term, long-term impacts. Both looking at positive as well as negative sort of effects of your program. We also need to ask questions about sustainability, that once the program concludes and we're no longer offering maintenance services or refresher trainings, and we kind of exit from the schools, will these benefits continue? Will teachers continue to use digital infrastructure? Will principals put in a place for maintenance of computers, etc.? Earlier it was just 5 criteria, and within the last couple of years there's one more criteria of coherence, which is basically really giving partnerships and collaborations its due, where you're trying to match your programs or kind of link your programs with existing programs. For example, if we are working towards, through our digital infrastructure program, if we are working towards increasing learning outcomes, what other organizations or government schemes, etc., exist that we can build into our program? So looking at coherence. So to conclude, I'd like to leave participants with the idea that we need to understand 6 various aspects through our evaluation questions in terms of the relevance of the program, how efficient is the use of resources, how effective are our activities leading to achieving certain objectives, what is the long-term effects and impact of our program, will they continue, will the effects continue once exit of a funder or program is done, and how is it linked, or what kind of linkages do you find with existing programs which are working towards similar goals as yours?